Welcome to Inside Haiku Apps.
As promised, we're going to talk about the Deskbar today. Oh, the Deskbar is one of those things that always runs in your Haiku system. There's something very interesting. If you look here in System, there it is. It's just an app. So is Tracker, by the way. These things are not deeply embedded in your system and impossible to get at. So if you were writing your own Haiku distro, you could write your own Deskbar, call it Deskbar, write your own Tracker, call it Tracker, and just drop them in and they would run. What is Deskbar? Well, it is primarily an application launcher. Down here you see applications, demos, desktop applets, and preferences. And it lives in the top right corner. When we talked about Tracker, we showed how it actually makes sense for it to be there with these little yellow tabs because you can always get at it. Right. And so if we now open up this Tracker and there. And if we open up something else, let's say character map, there it is. Now you can switch between them. If I move this to another space, then you can see the Deskbar has all your active apps and it'll move to the space where it is. Right, so this is what in the Haiku world we call the leaf menu. And we'll go through it. There's your About Haiku. Right, there's Find, and we're going to do a separate video on that because it's quite intricate. Show replicants, we've seen that before. It will show you the replicants on your system. Alright, let's turn it off. Right, mount, we've spoken about that. And preferences. We'll get to that in a moment. Shut down, power off, or restart system. Recent documents, recent folders, recent applications. And then below that, excuse me, I got a phone call. Okay, we're back. And this bit in the middle here, that is where your Deskbar replicants live. These are just like desktop replicants. We got one here, but they live in the Deskbar. So what we got here by default is process controller, which deserves a video of its own, but basically you can really see what's going on, how much memory is being used, what threads are there, or you can just quit an application. You can quit anything that's running, including quite low-level, if I could quit the net server if I wanted to. Right, here's your processors, and just like in Pulse, you can switch them off. Right, power saving, that'll be useful for those of you on laptops. Call up a new terminal, live in the Deskbar or not. Right, this is your networking, and it tells me that this device is ready. and you can open network preferences from here. Again, we'll do a video on that. This is your volume control, and there we go. We can set it wherever we like, and this is your clock. Click on it and you get a little calendar. Right click on it and you can get your time preferences. Now as you start collecting new apps, there will be apps that say, do you want to put a new replicant in here? And then if there are too many of them, it'll no longer be one row, it will create a second row for itself. The Deskbar doesn't have to live as a little rectangle in the top right corner. It can be moved. And it can also be resized. If you look here, there's a little textured area. If you grab that, you can make it bigger, smaller. And on the other hand, there's another little textured area. Now that's quite difficult to grab in when you're running in an emulator, especially if you're recording a video. It keeps switching between the Haiku cursor and the host operating system's cursor. So to demonstrate that, I have had to go full screen. And so I'm going to disappear for a second, and then you'll see me without any comment making this Deskbar look a bit more like Mac OS, putting it up here, making it smaller, and making it look more like Windows by putting it here at the bottom. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. And we're back. Let's have a look at the Deskbar's preferences. Okay, let's just get a few more things running so we can see what difference things make. Let's see, demos. Let's run the font demo. Okay, that should do it. All right, sort applications by name. Right, that will sort them. Let's get something else running here. Let's see, workspaces. Now I want something activity monitor, right. Right, so if we don't have that, we can switch this off. Then they'll be in the order that I activated them. But generally you want to sort them by name. Right, tracker always first. Doesn't have to be, but that is the default. Tracker always on top here. Show application expander. Right, then you get little arrows here. And if we don't have that, then you get the windows of the application here on the left. but if you have application expander on, then they are below it, and you can have them expanded or not. All right. Hide application names. Some people like it. Yeah, I generally have that off. Icon size. All right, you can make these icons seriously big, or just have them like that. So you can see recent documents. Right, so if I don't want recent folders, I can switch it off, and now it's off. And then you can also set how many documents you want to see. Now, of course, if that won't give you an immediate result, because there's just not that much in the list. Now, it's mostly for future. As you use more documents, more folders, more applications, that number will grow. Right, edit in tracker, and there you can config setting Deskbar menu. Right, so here you can add new applications. You can add things and they will show up. So let's see if we can find something here. Let's move this, let's close this, home, documents. Okay, so if I want to always have this thing available, let's see what happens. All right, and now, and there it is. And I can just open that document whenever I want to from the Deskbar. All right. Right, always on top. So now it is, as it says, always on top. Auto raise, I've got that on, so I'll move over here. All right, let's just get another window. All right, and that doesn't seem to be working at the moment. All right, and auto hide gone. But if you move your mouse to that point right there, if you're not in an emulator, there should be a tiny little dot there, and it should come up for you. That works better if you're running on a bare iron, bare silicon. In an emulator, these things don't always work as expected. Okay, those are your preferences. So let's see, what else can we say about this? Yeah, that's pretty much it. We will in the future talk more about the query system, because it is one of the things that Haiku is really good at. Okay, that's it for today. A rather noisy and interrupted video, but we'll just roll with it.